Hi Hunters, this is ANY.RUN team. In this video, we'll take a look at the Ursnif malware sample. Ursnif is known as Gozi, a banking trojan from one of the oldest and most advanced information-stealing malware families that are still active until now. Malware creators constantly update the trojan. With every version, they try to hide its activity and evade detection in an infected system as long as possible. Today, we will review one of the latest malware versions at the beginning of 2021 and show you some tricks which make your analysis more productive. The task has been launching, and you can see that the DLL is running and making many file operations while the CPU is also highly utilized. That's exactly what we mentioned earlier. Authors are trying to confuse us. So this way, we have to wait until file operations are over. We recommend you not to neglect prolonged duration. You can set it up in the new task menu and add up to 4 additional minutes during the task process. Finally, all the operations are over and the process utilization is also dropped, but nothing is happening after. We can suggest that the analyzed sample is waiting for some actions from the user. As you may see, the usual mouse movements don't trigger anything. Therefore, we have to open a program. For example, we're launching a photo viewer which doesn't use the network during the work. But nothing's changed. So let's go by the classic way and open a random Microsoft Office file. As soon as the Microsoft Word 2019 program starts up and establishes a network connection, the malware immediately activates and sends HTTPS requests. You can see that right after that Internet Explorer has been executed via component object model and starts sending packets. And Ursnif execution is triggered by its hooking to the network's API. It takes some time for malware activity to begin, so please be patient while you're doing your own analysis. We fast forward a little, and that's it. Ursnif has been detected. By looking at the process indicators, we can say that this trojan was detected by Suricata IDS rules. So we dealt with this Gozi sample, and let's move on. The next task is not less interesting than this one. One of the common methods used by malware authors and distributors to minimize malware detonation and subsequent detection on the non-targeted machines is a geofence. That means a malware campaign targets a particular country and won't detonate if the infected machine is from a non-target location. The country of origin is often determined by the IP address of the infected machine. In this task, malicious documents send requests to the command and control server but don't receive anything back. By looking at the Files tab, we can make sure that no executable files are downloaded, and the image which is used in the maldoc contains a text in Italian. Let's stop the task and restart it, but this time we reroute traffic using ANY.RUN's Tor feature. Based on the language used in the picture in the malicious document, we can guess that it's Italy. As you may notice, WinWord.exe process has created a child process, regsvr32.exe, which in turn should run the deli.png file. Yep, there it is, an executable file deli with PNG extension. A wrong extension's goal is to mislead users and detection systems. Here, as in the previous sample, the process has stopped file operations and is waiting for some network activity to trigger its execution. Well then, let's run a web browser and minimize the process tree. And here is the indicator. It shows us that the process connects to the network. A few moments later, we can see that Internet Explorer has been executed via COM and started sending packets. In this case, Ursnif execution is also triggered after it has hooked the network's API. Ursnif is detected at last, and we can get additional information that might come in handy. There are a few versions of how malware tries to trick malware analysts. It can be a malicious document which doesn't receive the payload if it was opened on the system from a non-targeted country, or an executable file which doesn't start its activity unless network activity starts. Cunning malware creators are never standing still and do their best to evade execution by non-target users and avoid detection of malware. ANY.RUN service always tries to be aware of new tweaks and provides the needed features for detecting crooks' schemes. You can find the links for the mentioned tasks in the description, or you can use the search bar in the public submission section and find not only these tasks, but similar and try to restart them on your own. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video helpful, we will be happy to see your likes and comments. Subscribe to our channel for more tutorials about dynamic malware analysis and detecting interesting malware samples. See you in the next videos.